ain't funny. Well, I don't know why. Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
Hello, vinyl community. This week we've got a challenge video. It's been a while since I did a challenge video. This one, actually it's been around for a while, but it was reintroduced by none other than Dylan at Noble Records. I watched his video, I think last week, and the way it works is you show 20 albums that are connected. They're all connected together. It's like 6 degrees of separation, kind of. And I've seen a couple of other channels take it on also, but I thought I'd give it a try. So the first album I have is the White Album by the Beatles. The Beatles were a band from England, and one of the members, George Harrison, was friends with Eric Clapton, and on the White Album they did While My Guitar Gently Sleeps, and Clapton provided the guitar, or some, not all the guitar, but a lot of it. And so yes, we've got Eric Clapton. Of course, Eric Clapton was in the Yardbirds. And also in the Yardbirds was another guitar player, Jeff Beck. The Jeff Beck Group. Of course, the Jeff Beck Group included Rod Stewart. Rod he had a lot of stage fright, and when they played the Fillmore, he hid behind the amps, sung behind the amps until they came and got him. But yeah, I'll see you at Jeff Beck and raise you a Rod Stewart. And of course, Rod Stewart went on to the Faces. And the Faces had Ron Wood in the band. Who of course went on to join the Rolling Stones. This is a Rolling Stones album that Ron has been on. Somebody's ass on the back cover. I tried to haul ass once. It took me 2 trips. Somebody else on this album was, of course, Chuck Leavell. Chuck Leavell was, I guess he started out in the Allman Brothers Band, featuring Greg Allman. Now, Greg Allman was a roommate with Jackson Browne. They were roommates back in the late 60s. They were both broke. This is in between Greg's, the Allman Joys and the Allman Brothers Band. This is like 2 years before the Allman Brothers Band. But he does a track on here written by Jackson Browne. How about that? Another act that covered These Days by Jackson Browne was Nico. I think it was off Chelsea Nights or something. Now, Jackson Browne had a great guitar player in his band in the 70s named David Lindley, who was in a band in the 60s called Kaleidoscope. I believe this is Dave Lindley. They were a great band, but they had a lot of setbacks. Beginning with this album cover, they paid a graphic artist in '67 to give them a color album cover, and they got this. Now, I like this album cover, but obviously it's not the color. It should be a psychedelic cover, but they also had they were supposed to be at one of the big festivals. I don't know if it's Monterey or not, but they got booted off that from by the Grateful Dead. So that was a big festival that they missed. And after that, these guys used vintage instruments, and they got stolen, so they packed it in after a while. Another member of Kaleidoscope was Chris Darrow, who played banjo. And he left Kaleidoscope around the same time it was imploding. And he joined the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Now, around the same time he was in this band, he taught a young stand-up comedian named Steve Martin, who was at the time a writer for the Smothers Brothers and occasionally turned up in skits. And they became longtime friends. And when Steve did I have a single somewhere, when he did the King Tut performance, his backing band was the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. But they
trying your best, but it never feels like enough.
Were billed as the Toot Uncommons to go with the King Tut theme. Haha. But yeah, now
I know you're trying to goad me.
Musician that was on the single was Lou Marini, who was I guess he was a New York City-based sax musician who was the go-to sax player when a big act or Saturday Night Live needed a sax player. And he is when Steve did the song on Saturday Night Live, he's the guy seen coming out of this tomb.
He gave his life for tourism.
And doing his sax solo. But yeah, and Lou Marini, the sax player, also went on to play on, oh God, I got it backwards.
How do you live her?
Zappa in New
What
York.
you talking about, Willis?
I don't think he was a member of the Mothers. I think it was just like that. I think Zappa wanted a sax player on his live album for a couple of numbers. He's not on the whole thing. But yeah, now also on this, we've got Terry Bozzio, a great drummer, Terry, who also plays on a couple of tracks on Robbie Robertson's first solo album. This is a great album. Robbie Robertson. Somebody else that played on this album was Peter Gabriel. He did some, I think, keyboard work or something. Of course, Peter Gabriel also played on Exposure by Robert Fripp.
Fried chicken. Fire. Fatty liver.
Somebody else that played on this album was Phil Collins from Genesis, but also during Genesis he was in a another little-known prog band called Brand X. I think this is a Hypnosis cover. This is a great album, incidentally. And this has a guitar player. His name is John Goodsall. John was also the guitar player on Bill Bruford's solo album, Feels Good to Me. And of course, we all know Bill Bruford from Yes. So there you go, the 20 album challenge. Thanks, Dylan at Noble Records. Dylan's he may be the king of the vinyl community. He's recently got into the reissues. He's doing exclusive reissue pressings through his online store. Recently, he is putting out the Orangutan album, which is a real good early hard rock album. So check his channel out. He's always showing cool stuff, and he's a great channel. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you again soon.